Hello everyone, this is Chandrasekhar from Chandu Biology classes. In this particular session, I am going to do the complete analysis of the zoology syllabus for the assistant professor exam. So in this particular class, we will discuss what topics to be studied and what topics that you can skip or how many number of hours that you have to study and which are the most important topics for the exam and what kind of study material that you have to follow. Everything we will discuss in this particular session. I'm requesting all the assistant professors and all the aspirants to watch this particular class completely till the end. By that, you will get a exact information about your preparation. So before that, this is the new batch which is commencing for the assistant professorship zoology from the 10th November onwards. So in this particular course, we are going to cover all the important topics throughout the syllabus, and you will get a chapter-wise test and mock test. Most importantly, you will get a high quality study material which covers all the units that are mentioned in the syllabus. Along with this particular books, you will also get chapter wise test and mock test completely through the app. I am requesting only the students or only the aspirants who are very dedicated and sincere towards your preparation. You people only please contact us through this given number. If you are not serious or if you are not interested about the preparation, please don't call us and don't waste either of our time. Right. So let's do the complete analysis of the zoology syllabus. But before that, I am requesting every botany, remember everyone, I am requesting every botany aspirant and every zoology aspirant apply compulsory to the biosciences. This is one of the greatest advantage for all the assistant professors who are already working as a botany, who are already working in the department of botany and zoology. You are highly eligible to apply for the biosciences also, because RGUKT, there's a no specific course for botany and zoology. Instead, they use it to set biosciences. And trust me, the biosciences syllabus is a purely NEET level or purely Telugu Academy level. It's a very, very easy syllabus. And trust me, if you have a little basic knowledge also, you can easily crack the exam in this particular biosciences. I will do a separate session on the analysis of the biosciences syllabus also. But I'm requesting all the botany and zoology assistant professors and new aspirants compulsory apply for the biosciences also. Please do not miss under any circumstances. Okay. Now, right. Now let's try to understand the syllabus. How many units were given? And trust me, friends, when compared to the biochemistry, compared to the biotechnology, compared to the botany, trust me, the syllabus of the zoology is extremely easier compared to this. I am not saying that the zoology syllabus is easy, but compared to the other disciplines, this syllabus is pretty easy. Let me completely analyze you. How many units are there? There are 12 units are there. How many number of questions that we can get in the exam? There are 150 questions we are going to get. Again, like biochemistry and biotechnology, you will get an average of 12 to 13 questions from every single unit. So according to your syllabus of the zoology, I encourage every one of you to focus on 10 units compulsory. And what about the remaining 11 and 12th units? You have to focus at least 50%. Now, I'm going to tell you which units you have to read must and should. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you are feeling difficulty of this particular limnology and aquaculture management, if you are not covered yet, you can leave it. There's no problem at all. Unit 11 you have to focus on, and Unit 11 also you no need to focus on completely. I will tell you right now. Unit 12 is also mandatory unit. Okay, now let's focus one by one unit elaboratively. I'll explain where you have to give a highest importance to the units. Let's start with the cell biology and immunology. What exactly you people has to cover in the cell biology? Now you see this, surprisingly, in the cell biology, they have not mentioned anything about the complete cell organelles. If you look into this, friends, let's focus on the cell biology first. They have just mentioned about the plasma membrane, composition of the plasma membrane, structures and functions of different proteins and lipids present on the plasma membrane, then followed by the transport. The transport of the plasma membrane, they have given all the type of mechanisms. So this is not a very difficult one. We can easily cover it, and we can easily finish this within 2 to 3 hours only. Very simple. And which is little difficult for you in the cell biology: cell signaling, cell communication, and apoptosis. When it comes to the cell signaling, you have to focus on almost all the type of receptor. So you have to focus on the GPCR receptor, you have to focus on the enzyme linked receptor, you have to focus on the all the secondary messenger system. They just given the word that secondary messenger, but you have to focus on a multiple secondary messengers, like cyclic AMP, like cyclic GMP. You have to focus on the calcium, you have to focus on the DAG, you have to focus on the IP3, you have to focus on the MAP kinase pathway, you have to focus on the JAK-STAT pathway. There are multiple concepts that you have to focus on the cell signaling. It is a little difficult. Then when it comes to the apoptosis, compulsory you have to focus on extrinsic pathway, intrinsic pathway, and which are pre-apoptotic proteins and which are apoptotic proteins. Those are all extremely important for the exam. When it comes to the cell adhesion and communication, you have to focus on 4 type of a CAM molecules, such as selectins, integrin, cadherin, and immunoglobulin superfamily CAM molecule. Apart from this, you should also focus on various type of junctions, such as gap junctions, desmosomes, hemidesmosomes, connexons, all these. Apart from that, you should also focus on a certain ECM proteins, such as collagen, nidogen, fibroin, elastin, proteoglycans, all this. That's all. Very simple syllabus. I will cover all these syllabus in the span of 8 hours, or in 2 to 3 days only I'll cover this. It's very easy. You don't need to worry about that. Whatever I'm going to discuss, every single question will appear from those particular concepts only. Then cells of immune system. Again, that is what I'm saying. For the zoology people, it is really lucky you did not get a vast amount of information. In the immune system also, they have mentioned a specific syllabus. Origin of the stem cells, T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, null cells, myeloid lineage. So what I'm trying to say is, they just mentioned very specifically about the WBC cell. Here we will focus on their composition, we will focus on their structure, we will focus on diseases related to it. Then followed by antigen, antibodies, MHCs. These 3 are extremely important. This is only little bigger, because we are going to focus on different type of antigens, and we should focus on different type of 5 type of antibodies. We have to focus on receptors associated. Receptors also very important. Receptors associated with the T cells, receptor associated with the B lymphocytes, receptor associated with the monocyte, macrophages, all we have to focus on. Then when it comes to the MHC, we have to majorly focus on class 1 MHC, we have to focus on class 2 MHC, we have to focus on class 3 MHC, and the structural and functional differences between class 1, class 2, class 3. This is also extremely important. You have to focus on which MHC associated with the T cell, which MHC associated with the B cell. That also you have to focus on compulsory. And they have specifically mentioned the diseases also. Then we can cover those specific diseases easily. Then again, they focused on autoimmune diseases. Type of hypersensitivity also extremely important. We have to focus on type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, and the distinct differences between the type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. It's not at all difficult. It's super easy. I am requesting every student focus on this compulsory. Autoimmune diseases, we will discuss that. Organ specific, tissue specific, whatever the PPT and notes, because if you want to read the immunology, you have to read the QB. If you want to read the cell biology, you have to read the Alberts, you have to read the Lordish, or you have to read the Carp. Since we don't have that much of time, you just focus on the material that we have sent to you through the courier once you enroll in the course. That is 100% sufficient. You can cover any of the thing. Right. So the next, I will focus from more important to the least important. We will go on. Okay, so after the cell biology and immunology, I am requesting every one of you focus on the unit 4, unit 5, then followed by unit 3. When you look into the unit 4, why I am specifically talking about this particular unit? Because friends, in case of a unit 4, all the students try to understand. In case of a unit 4, it was combined biomolecules, it was combined genetics, as well as friends, it was also combined evolution, right? That is the reason only I am saying that this is a little difficult. So in that, what we people has to focus more, genetics is little bit difficult, followed by biomolecules, and evolution is little easy only. Now focus. Biomolecules, what we have to focus on, again, like biochemistry syllabus, we have to focus on chemistry of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acid. Previously in the biochemistry analysis, I have done very clear analysis. We have to, in the carbohydrates, we have to focus on the linkages. In the proteins, we have to focus on the classification, amino acids, and numericals related to it. And when it comes to the lipid, I told you, right? Glycolipid, sphingolipid, phospholipid, different type of lipids, their linkages, everything. But it is pure chemistry. Nucleic acid, again, I'm telling you, aDNA, bDNA, zDNA, and types of the RNA where they are getting synthesized. Very simple. It is not at all difficult. Most fundamental questions only you will get it. Then now you see this protein synthesis processing, nucleic acid. See this, they have included molecular biology. So you have to focus on the translation, you have to focus on the transcription. Now the point is that if you want to understand the translation and transcription and gene expression, it is very important you have to focus on the replication also. So I can say that in this chapter they have included the molecular biology as well. So we have to focus on replication, transcription, translation, post-transcription, and operon, which is the gene expression. Apart from this, the most important, cell division and cell cycle. Friends, here I am especially talking about cell cycle regulation, because regulation is super important when compared to the other. So you have to focus on the regulation, because cell division of mitosis, meiosis is not that much difficult. You can answer the questions easily. We will focus majorly on the regulation part. Again, organization of gene and chromosome, where we are focusing on the euchromatin, heterochromatin, telomere, centromere, repetitive chromosomes, repetitive DNA sequences, transposons, that we are going to study here. And now you see this is pure genetics part. It's not at all difficult. Human genome project, pedigree analysis, chromosomal abnormalities such as deletion, duplication, inversion, translocation, euploidy, aneuploidy, all this. That's all. See, the syllabus, they have not mentioned very specifically. They just added few concepts from different subunits. And population genetics, see, I don't know what kind of syllabus they have framed. They have given population genetics as a heading, but they have given the concept of evolution. So here, basically, we have to focus on the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, gene frequency, allelic frequency. There are numerical questions we can expect. Whereas concept of evolution, theories of organic evolution, where we are focusing on the Lamarckism, we focus on the Darwinism, and we will study about the Oparin, Haldane, Miller experiments. That is also so easy unit, but it's a scoring unit. Then unit 6. Again, you see this, friends. In this unit, what they have included? They have included little part of biochemistry and most part of the human physiology. So see this. They just mentioned that enzyme activity and pathways of cellular metabolism. So you have to focus on many metabolisms here. You have to focus on the glycolysis. You have to focus on the Krebs cycle. You have to focus on the TCA. You have to focus on glycogenesis, glycogenolysis, gluconeogenesis, PPP pathway. All we have to study. They just given a simple heading called it as pathways of cellular metabolism. Very scoring it is. Then they have very clearly mentioned entire endocrinology, all the endocrine glands, their secretions, release, diseases related to that. Mostly we will focus on the hormonal regulation. Then excretion and osmoregulation, very straightforward. Microanatomy of neurons and nerve cells and their signaling. This is all about muscle, blood circulation. And again, they have not mentioned anything about the cardiovascular system also. But I am requesting you, we should also focus on the cardiovascular system, especially heart function as well as the ECG. And again, respiration is also very easy. We will focus on the gaseous exchange, how the respiration can be controlled neurally, and what is the chemical regulation in case of animals, and different type of a volumes, that is also we generally call breathing patterns, tidal volume, minute volume, expiratory reserve volume, inspiratory reserve volume, they are all extremely important. Lung capacity, we will focus on those also. Very simple unit, again scoring unit. Unit 6, ecology. Some zoology people are not really good with this particular ecology. So these kind of people has to work a little harder for this chapter of the ecology. I am requesting all the aspirants to work little harder for this particular ecology, especially where we are focusing on the all. I can tell you in a simple words, starting from an individual organism, we have to study population ecology, community ecology, ecosystem ecology. We have to focus on biomes. We have to focus on the biosphere. I can tell, I cannot say to all of you, you have to read only this particular topic and you have to read other topic. In ecology, we will read everything. And where you can get the numerical type of questions in the ecology, there is a possibility that we can expect the questions from population ecology, especially from the life table, right? Then ecosystem structure and function, concept of productivity. Here also you can expect a numerical as well as the, we don't get a graphical question, numerical or statement related, especially grass primary productivity, net primary productivity, grass secondary productivity, net secondary productivity, energy assimilation, assimilation efficiency, digestion efficiency. From here also we can expect multiple questions, right? Then biomonitoring. This is purely theoretical, friends. You have to focus on the national parks. We have to focus on the sanctuaries. We have to focus on the what we can say that geographical regions. We have to focus on the biodiversity hotspots. We have to focus on the tiger zone, all this. Then we have to focus on the environmental pollution, where we have to majorly focus on the water pollution, air pollution. In the water pollution, exclusively we will focus on the BOD method and COD method. That was given in a separate unit also. I'll show you. In the air pollution, majorly we will focus on the acid rain, global warming, as well as the greenhouse effect. These three things we will focus. Very easy. You don't need to get confused at all. Unit 7, this is little difficult for the assistant professors or the new aspirants who are studying newly this. Because, and don't worry, because they have included different units and they have given a single unit. Test of significance. So majorly here, let's focus on the numerical as well as focus on the application based. I'll in the class, we will discuss the units very elaboratively. Suppose example, ANOVA. What is the significance of ANOVA? In which conditions we will use the ANOVA? What is the significance of chi-square, t-test, even the regression analysis, correlation, standard deviation, standard error? We will get all these questions, especially application based or numerical. But don't worry, you don't get any difficult question. With a simple formula, you can easily answer the questions. Then the zoology people are really lucky because they have everything they have mentioned very clearly in most of the units, except few units. You have to focus only on the NMR and you have to focus on the UV visible also we will focus. Again, all the type of blotting, fingerprinting, polymerase chain reaction. For every technique, friends, application, principle, and mechanism. Right, procedure we no need to read. Majorly they will focus in the competitive exam from the application as well as the principle. And bioinformatics also, they have given a very brief introduction of the bioinformatics. This also we can cover in 2 to 3 classes very easily and elaboratively. Then unit 8, again this will also a little bigger unit that we have to focus on. Genetic engineering and microbiology. You will get more number of questions from genetic engineering. So they just mentioned rDNA technology tools. When we are using the word tools of genetic engineering, every student, every aspirant commonly know that we have to focus on enzyme, we have to focus on vectors, we have to focus on host bodies, we have to focus on the transformation methods, we have to focus on the cDNA library, we have to focus on the genomic library, we have to focus on the application. And our luck is that they have mentioned the applications also very specifically. Hence, we no need to worry at all. We can focus on them very easily. And microbial diseases and their control, trust me, it is pure direct, because they have given all their diseases. There is a chance that you can get the questions like this. On one column, name of the bacteria or virus or other microorganism, and other column, disease caused by it. This is one way of asking the question. What is another way? They'll give the microorganism and they'll ask disease caused by it, and they may raise the questions from their pathophysiology also. It is not at all difficult. We can cover in 2 to 3 classes very, very elaboratively. Even though I don't teach this, you people can read it very easily, this particular thing. Again, when it comes to the industrial microbiology also, it's also very easy, because you don't get any difficult question. All the questions are purely statement related question, because they are all asking about manufacturing, lactic acid production, acetic acid production, citric acid production. Most of the acid production having the same mechanism, but the composition will be entirely different. So we will focus on those composition where we can expect the questions. Then after that, again, the very, very, very important unit that every aspirant has to read is the developmental biology. Why the developmental biology is very important, friends? Because it will cover most of the marks. And again, in your zoology syllabus, I don't know why they have mentioned like that, but it is so simple syllabus. But we have to read very depth. Spermatogenesis, oogenesis, which is basically called as gametogenesis. So when we are reading the spermatogenesis, we have to understand the entire hormonal control, what hormonal control, and what is capsitation, where it will occur. We have to read everything. Okay. Fertilization and early development. See, friends, we have to read the fertilization in the sea urchin, fertilization in the mammals, fertilization in the frog. When they use the word early development, what we have to focus on? We have to focus on the cleavage. We should also focus on the gastrulation compulsory. This is also we have to cover compulsory, right? Cleavage also we have to focus on different organism, especially gastrulation also we have to focus on different organism. Placenta and its type, direct one. Aging and senescence, direct topic. And this regeneration and teratogenesis in certain organisms, it is little complex mechanism, but we will focus on this. But overall, unit 3 is very easy. Actually, what I thought, in case of DL zoology, we have a unit 1 and unit 2. It is a very, very vast. But in your assistant professor exam, surprisingly, they made the unit 1 and unit 2 is very simple. See this? They just focused on the general characteristics of invertebrates and vertebrates. We have designed a wonderful notes for all of you for entire card data and for entire non-card data, including the MCQs also. You don't miss even a single question beyond this particular level. And this material will be highly useful for you, even for your DL exams also. And friends, since they have specifically mentioned respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system, and reproductive system, all the systems developments in Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. And they just asked about the overview of animal behavior. This is also not broad concept, but we will read little depth. By that, we can cover every question. It is so easy. Trust me, it is not even 30% syllabus of your DL paper. Very small. And this is pure theory. There is a possibility that you can expect more than 10 to 12 questions very easily from this small chapter. And what is the advantage? Because it is pure theoretical, I can say that it is mostly memory based. The questions will come from, especially from the environmental laws. The questions comes from the Wildlife Protection Acts, and questions compulsory comes from the nomenclatures. Very straightforward only. You don't need to worry about that. I will provide the notes, as well as we will do the vigorous revision in the classes also. We can cover the entire unit very easy. Now, again, what about ichthyology, limnology, and the last one, water pollution. In these 3 units, what we have to focus on. I encourage you give the highest importance to the ichthyology also, as well as water pollution and analysis also. Both I want all of you has to be covered. Okay. Now, in the ichthyology, friends, again you see this age and growth. Methods for studying age and growth, length weight relationship, and condition factor. It is a kind of a numerical, because there are many methods, mathematical methods were proposed to study the age and growth. There is a possibility you can expect the numerical. Again, now you see this, I don't know, they have included again endocrine glands, but they have specifically mentioned pituitary thyroid. This you read it up. We will majorly focus on ultimobranchial glands, chromaffin tissue, adrenocortical tissue, and corpuscles. We will focus specifically on this, because remaining endocrine, I will focus on the human physiology itself. Right. Then, very important, where you can get matching questions or statement related questions are from diseases. I encourage every one of you to focus on the diseases. We will provide you the list of diseases that they can ask, along with the name of bacteria, name of virus, fungus, protozoa, and even helminths also. If you just strictly rely on that particular material, trust my words, you can answer any kind of a question that can expect in the exam. Right. And again, when it comes to the monoculture, polyculture, here we will get the questions from the application based. And trust me, none of the chapter of zoology is not difficult, but they are rigid topic. It will take a lot of time to prepare. It will take a lot of time to practice. That's why it is little difficult. That's all. Right. Now, when it comes to the limnology and aquaculture, I encourage all the students to focus on majorly biogeochemical cycle, focus on plankton and benthos, focus on DO and carbon dioxide levels. These 3 are most important and very easy. In the biogeochemical cycle also, they specifically mentioned nitrogen and phosphorus only. Right. And we will focus on how the DO value can be calculated, and how the distributed patterns of carbon dioxide, what is their sources, everything we can study, especially these 3 subunits. Of course, there are other lecturers who are going to cover entire unit 10 as well as 11 also. And 11 also, you see this, again, they have included ecology here, because this entire pollution is an ecological part. We are going to study about this. Again, this entire water pollution, measurement of dissolved oxygen, measurement of biological oxygen demand, again, this will also comes under ecology. Right. This also we will focus. In the unit 11, I encourage all the aspirants focus on water pollution, sewage treatment, industrial pollution, most important, professional ethics. Because you can expect 1 to 3 questions, especially from the ethical decisions. Even you may expect the questions even in your interviews also from the professional ethics. Okay. So this is the complete analysis of the zoology syllabus, which is very easy, friends. And we will provide you the complete set of books which will cover all the units, and you will also get chapter wise and mock tests also. And I am requesting all the aspirants, whomever are really passionate to crack the exam, please enroll in the batch by calling the above numbers, right? This particular number. And the batch starts from the November 10th onwards. You can enroll, you can take first 1 to 4 classes absolutely free. And if you are very sincere and very dedicated towards your preparation, then only call and take the details. If you are not truly interested, please don't waste either of our time. Okay. Thank you, all of you.